Okay, today I'm working on a Emerson microwave. There's the model number, MWCG1584SB, and looks like it was manufactured in April of 2014. So the problem I was having was there was just no power. It wasn't generating any heat. The light would come on, the timer would work, but it wouldn't generate any heat. So what I determined is that the door switch is bad, and I'm going to show you how to replace that real quick. So the first thing we got to do is remove 5 screws. There's one right down there in the bottom, this one here on the top, this one down here in the corner, and then there's one here on the side, and they are a security bit. So if you don't have a security bit, you'll have to maybe take a Dremel and cut a slot in there so you can use a regular screwdriver to get those out. But we'll go ahead and get those screws out. Okay, so I've got the screws out, and to get the top off, it just slides back a little bit. From the front, there's a little clip on the front that holds the sides in, and it just lifts right off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so the top's off, and now you can access the door switches. And of course, you want to make sure this is unplugged before you do any work on it, which mine is. So I've determined that my problem is this switch right here, and I've already removed it, and it was actually stuck in the closed position, so it wouldn't work. And I took the switch apart and got it working, but now I have a new one, so I'm going to replace it, and I'll show you how that switch works in just a few minutes. But it just presses in there. There's a retainer tab right there that you got to push down, and this tab right here lifts up, and then the switch just swings out towards the door just a little bit and comes right out. I've got the switch clear of the tabs now, so as you can see, it once you get it past those tabs, it just comes right out. And just pay attention to where your wires go. There's only 2 wires, so I'm going to go ahead and mark those so I can get those in the same spot. So here is the switch removed, and on mine, when I originally removed it, this switch part was stuck down. That's why the microwave wasn't working. And like I said, I went ahead and separated this switch right there at that seam and messed with it a little bit and got it working. So now it does open and close, and the microwave does work. But I want to show you the inside of that switch just so you know how it works. Before I take it apart, I want to show you the back so you can see the part number on that switch. It's important that you have that information if you're ordering a new switch off Amazon or eBay. Okay, so here's the internal part of the switch. And as you can see right now, it's open. So when the door's open, it opens that contact right there. When the door's closed, this lever pushes that down, making contact so that the microwave will work. And like I said, mine was stuck and would not work. But as you can see, after messing around with it a little bit, it does open and makes that contact surface open. But we put a new switch in now. here's the new switch that I ordered off of Amazon. And turn that around. So manipulating this new switch, there's definitely a lot more positive movement in there than the old switch, so this should fix the problem. Alright, so there's the new switch with the wires connected, and what you got to do is put it back into that hole, line up the tabs. It has a tab right there, and push it into these retainer clips, and it should be good to go. Alright, the new switch is back in place. We're going to plug it in and test it. Okay, so we have some water in a bowl. We're going to see what we're at. We're at about 59.3 right now as far as the temperature. So we'll run it for 2 minutes, see what the temperature is, make sure it's getting hot. Okay, just ended. And we are at 110 degrees, so definitely generating heat. That fixed the problem. Alright guys, so if you've got a Emerson model MWCG 1584 SB countertop microwave and turntable, or actually the light and the countdown timer is working, but it's not generating any heat. Turntable's not working. It's probably that switch, and honestly this is about a 15-minute job as long as you have the part. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cover back on and put it to work. Hope this helps you out. So just a little tip, since this microwave has 3 switches that work off that door, I went ahead and ordered all 3 of them. I think they were like $13 for all 3 of them on Amazon. And I'm going to put these 2 spares right down here inside the microwave and tape them down. And that way, if those switches go bad again, I'll have replacements on hand and can get it fixed right away without waiting on delivery. So maybe that'll help you out too.